Hey, what's up, TextBot Tribe? This is Jeff Long, CEO of TextBot, and I am here with a very exciting video because in this video, I'm going to show you how to create and customize your text bots. As you know, as an AVA Plus member, you have the ability to create and customize up to 10 custom text bot campaigns. So in this video, I'm going to take you through that process, show you how to leverage all of the new features that I've now made live to you. By the way, this is all live right now. So if you haven't upgraded to AVA Plus yet, now is definitely the time to do so. And when you do, you will have access to everything that I'm going to show you in this video. So let's get to it. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone here, because what I'm doing is I'm going to create this video as a training for existing AVA Plus members, and I'm going to give it to every single member so that every member understands the value and what you can do with AVA Plus. So if you're not an AVA Plus member, watch this video anyways, because you're going to understand all of the powerful features that you're going to have access to when you become an AVA Plus member, and you're going to understand the new possibilities that becoming an AVA Plus member opens up to you in your business and in your life to be able to save a ton more time. And that's my objective with you. If you want to ask me, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I realize that human beings need more free time. They need more free time and more time freedom. I believe that if I can assist you in getting more free time and more time freedom, then I can assist you in becoming a happier and more valuable person. And if I can do that, then I'm helping to change the world in a more positive way, because I'm giving it more people that can bring more positivity to it. Does this make sense? So that's why I'm 100% focused in on providing you tools, technology. I'm obviously focused in on technology because I'm a programmer, and opportunity for you to create time freedom. So something I need you to understand: you create time freedom in your life by having systems and technology doing the things that you need to be doing, right? Like sending text messages and following up with people and giving them information and, all the things that AVA does for you. You now have a technology that can do all that so that you don't have to take your time to be doing those things. That frees you up to be doing other things. How you choose to spend that time is up to you, but I would hope that you could spend it doing the things that you want to be doing, right? And then I've provided you an amazing opportunity to where not only now can you make $100 from people that want to hire AVA and put her to work for them in their business, just on a basic level, you now are opening yourself up to make 5 times more money, because they're going to pay an additional $500 to leverage all of the additional features of AVA Plus. And they're going to pay that to you as long as you are also an AVA Plus member. So that's why it's very, very important to make sure that you are upgraded to AVA Plus, not just so you can get access to all of the powerful features and really, really put AVA to work for you the way I created her to go to work for you, but so that you can make more money. So for those of you that aren't really familiar with what our AVA Plus offer is, let me go through it with you really, really quick, just so that those that are familiar with it don't get super bored with the video. Real fast. The AVA Plus offer not only allows you to make up to 5 times more money by being paid an additional $500 direct commission from those that you're inviting into TextBot that are saying, hey, I love AVA, but I really want to do more with her. I want to customize her, and I also want to be able to text my leads and customers with a broadcast. I want to be able to send a text broadcast to my leads and customers. Well, if that's you, then AVA Plus is for you, because with AVA Plus, you can customize up to 10 text bots. That means you can customize the voice message as well as each text message. But not only that, you can create custom sequences and have AVA do some really, really powerful things, which I'm going to get into with this video. So if you're somebody who saw the power of AVA just on the front end, and you said, I love this, but I want to be able to customize that voice message, or I want to be able to customize the text messages. I want to be able to tell Ava to say this, not this. I want to be able to have Ava say this if someone says this. I want Ava to be able to do this. Those are just some of the possibilities now that are opened up to you as an AVA Plus member. One of the most valuable features that you're going to get access to as an AVA Plus member is the ability to send text broadcasts to your leads, to people that have interacted with AVA. You can send a text message to them, but in bulk with only a few clicks of the mouse, and you can even schedule those messages to go out in advance or in the future, and you can set up as many as you want. Therefore, you can create a pretty sophisticated automated follow-up system all via text message, and you can only do it as an AVA Plus member. You also get access to our TextBot marketplace, which will allow you to get access to some really valuable and powerful TextBot campaigns created by myself and some of our leaders here, but they're done for you, meaning you don't have to go in and customize the sequence the way I'm going to show you. We've already done it all for you. The texts are all done. The voice messages are all done. Everything is done for you, and there's sequences that are created for different objectives as well as targeting different industries. Now, you can only imagine what this now allows you to go out there and do, not only as a reseller of TextBot, but using the features of AVA Plus to really create massive value inside of your own business and inside of your own life. All right, so now that you understand why you need to become an AVA Plus member, and if you already are an AVA Plus member, congratulations. Let me show you exactly how to use all this. Let's get to it, and let's get started. So here we are at the My TextBots page. This lists all of your current custom text bots, the title, which you can change here just by clicking where it says click to edit. You just click right there, put in whatever title you want to change it to. Here, I'll just actually put something changed for demo, and press the save button. Boom, it saves. Simple as that. So if you want to delete the text bot, you simply click the delete icon, confirm, and it will delete. You can see the number of leads that specific text bot has generated for you, as well as the number of email leads that text bot and that AVA has collected for you, right? These are the two most valuable things that a text bot can create for you, are leads and email addresses, people that you can now contact via email. And we allow you to do some really cool things within your text bots, which I will show you here shortly. The first thing that we want to do as we get started here is to create a new text bot. So to do that, we're just going to click on create a new text bot. All right, so we're going to give our text bot a name. We're going to say custom text bot for demo. Create text bot. And here is the magic of AVA Plus. Okay, so what happened here was when I created a new text bot, the system instantly and automatically created all the different basic actions of that text bot, and now it will allow you to customize those actions so that you can make Ava say and do whatever you want her to say and do, and the way that she's going to be the most valuable to you inside of your own business. All right, as we jump into the sequence editor, there's a couple things to note. The first thing is you've got your keywords, you've got actions, and then you've got your overall bot settings. All right, let's head over into our bot settings, and the first field here, starting action. This, you're really never going to really want to change this, but if you want to, you can. Again, I offer as much flexibility as I do. However, you got to be really careful with the flexibility because you could really screw things up if you do it the wrong way. So when I tell you not to mess around with a field, I would encourage you, if you're not too technically savvy, just don't mess around with that field. So this is one of those fields. However, you're welcome to change it to a different starting action, but you got to make sure that everything is set up correctly if you're going to do that. And I'll explain how these actions all tie together here as we go, and you'll understand it a little bit more. The action to run when caller presses 1 is exactly what it says. So when someone calls your phone number and they press 1, this is the action that AVA is going to take when that happens. And this can be a different action than your starting action because the process is a little bit different since we're already getting their permission when they press 1. We don't have to get it again via text message in order to continue texting them. Whereas if they just text in for the first time and they don't call, then we do have to get their permission in order for AVA to continue to text them. So these are two different actions that you can choose. The default reply is simply the reply that AVA is going to send if she doesn't know what else to send. So if she doesn't know how to reply, this is how she's going to reply, and you can type that out and make that whatever you want it to be. Your main voice intro message and your thank you voice message, this is where you're going to upload your own audio file that you want to use if you want to use your own audio file to customize the voice messages that your contacts will hear when they call your phone number, and then the voice message that your contacts will hear when they call and press 1. Now, something very important to note about your voice messages is that it's a manual process to get these messages provisioned to your phone number. This is not done in real time, and therefore we need at least 24 to 48 hours to get that done. This is a very popular feature that we just released, so we appreciate your patience as we get through the queue right now. It's more like 48 hours that you're going to have to wait in order to hear your new voice message appear on your phone number, but you'll be notified once that is done. So thanks for your patience on that. Notify Me at this number is simply the phone number that you want to receive text message notifications on when specific things take place and specific actions have been triggered within your TextBot. I'll explain that as we go, but this is typically just going to be your main mobile phone number or the phone number that you want to receive these notifications on. You just simply select the country code and type in your phone number right there. You don't need any dashes or spaces or anything. Just type out the number and you're good. Share This Bot is not something you're going to see right now. It is something that is only on my account, but I'll show you how it works and what it's for because it's going to be very powerful. It'll allow you to share all of the settings that you have created. Let's say you come in here and you're going to spend so much time to build out a text bot. Well, you can go ahead and create a share code for that text bot. Give that share code to any TextBot member, and then they will be able to copy all your settings with just one click, and they can use your bot as is, or they can go in and make their own revisions and make it how they want it to be. So that is a very cool feature I'm excited to release to you. It's just not ready just yet, and that'll be released, and it goes along hand in hand with our marketplace functionality. There's also going to be some cool marketplace functionality placed in here where you're going to be able to say whether or not you want to share this bot inside of our marketplace and then put a premium price on it if you want, or just share it for free. So when you first create your text bot, you'll see that you're already given a bunch of actions that you can customize. So let me explain what this does. So you have your first response to incoming text. This is the first action that AVA is going to take when somebody first texts in for the first time, okay? So if they text in, we don't know their name, we don't know who they are, we create a lead record, and so AVA is going to send whatever you tell her to send here. So if you want to customize this action, just go ahead and click on Action Settings, and this will open up your Action Settings panel. All right, looking at the Action Settings panel, let me explain to you what each of these fields do and how you're going to set this up. So the first one is the title of your action. This is just for your own records so you can quickly and easily recognize an action and select it from any of these drop downs that I'm about to show you. Then you have your description. You want to make sure that in your description you're typing up something that is going to help you understand what this action does so that when you're looking at your sequence it all makes sense to you. Send this text message is exactly what it says, exactly what it sounds like. So this is the actual message that AVA is going to send. So in this particular case, we are sending a text message, right? And we're asking them to do something. So because we're asking them to do something, we need to follow this action with a next action to perform. You've got to tell her, what do you want to do after you send this text message? So in this case, we're saying, do I have your permission to send text messages? And we're asking them to reply with the word yes in order to set the permission that we need to continue to send them text messages. So the next action that we're going to perform after sending this text message is this action that we created for you called Read Response to see if permission is being granted. let's head on over to that action and I will explain to you how this ties together. All right, so here we are at our next action. Now this is an incoming action. Okay, one thing I need to explain to you is you got outgoing actions and you've got incoming actions. An outgoing action is AVA actually sending a message, and an incoming action is AVA reading or receiving a message. So because we sent a text message to a contact and then we asked them to reply back with something, that something is set up right here in the action settings of this action. So we're going to click action settings, and because this is an incoming action, we're going to see a couple different fields open up down here, and I'll explain each one of these. So this is all the same here, title, description, all that. And then you have what's called data to look for. Because this is an incoming action, you want to tell AVA what kind of data she's looking for. Your options are she could look for a name, she could look for an email address, she could look for a yes/no response, or an only yes. So a name is just that. So she'll know that she's looking for a name, and what this tells her is that if she receives a response that is more than, say, 3 words, then that would tell her that, oh, this is not the kind of response I'm looking for, and this is where, and that's, she'll send in an error message basically, and you can specify that message right here under no false text response. Then you have she could look for an email address, in which case we already have a message defined that will go out if they send in anything other than an email address. And then we have yes, no, which is she's looking for the word yes or the word no or any variation of that. Now you don't have to put in any of the variations. It's all programmed for you. AVA knows, and she's smart enough to know whether someone is saying yes or something like yes, or no or something like no, such as nope, nah, and then yes, we have yeah, yup, and all kinds of different variations of the word yes and all kinds of different variations of the word no. If she sees anything other than yes or no or any variation of yes or no, then she's going to respond with the no false text response that you put in right here, okay? So in this case, we're looking for only the word yes. So that's why it's saying the data to look for is only yes, because we're only looking for the word yes. If she sees anything other than the word yes or a variation of the word yes, then she will send this no false text response. So you're going to want to define how you want her to respond if somebody doesn't do what you want them to do, and that's what this field is here for. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated, and this is where you can make it as simple as you want or as complicated as you want. You can leave it as is, and that's what I recommend you do if you don't know what you're doing, or you can tweak these settings, and I'll explain to you why and how you do that. So what this is doing is it's saying we're going to update the contact field permission granted. That's the name of the field in our database, and we're going to update that contact field with today's date and time. Now that's not an option to choose here because the system already knows. If you choose permission granted, it already knows what field to update it with. But again, I offer you flexibility here so you can update this yourself. So what this means, and actually I won't go into that right now. I'll explain to you how to use these fields later on as we create a custom action. But right now, just ignore these right here, these update contact field and update contact field with. If you don't know what these are and you don't have a whole lot of technical experience, just leave these as is. If you see it set already, do not mess with it if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, then we have send this email. This is going to be coming soon, but this is where you're going to be able to choose an email template that you have created. And what AVA will do is she will send not only the text message that you've specified for her to send. Well, this is an incoming action, so she's not sending any text messages. But what you can do is set it up to where if this action is triggered, you can send the lead an email. So you could set it up, for example, to say, okay, if they say yes, you could send them an email that's just to thank them for joining your text messaging list and what kind of messages to expect, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of different ways to use this feature. It's going to be really cool, and it's coming real soon. Okay, the ping a webhook field. This is for advanced users only. And if you know what a webhook is, then you'll know what to put here. If you don't know what a webhook is, you won't know what to put here. And I'm going to ask you that if you do not know how to use this webhook feature, please don't bog down support asking us to train you on how to do webhooks. This is a complicated thing that's for programmers, for technical people, and it basically is a way for you to send data, the contact data of this lead, over to your own web server so you can do some really cool things with your own sites, with your own systems, with your own products, and it's really, really cool. So I'll have another video once we get a little bit more into this so you can understand exactly how to use the webhook feature if that's something that you're interested in doing. Okay, in the notify admin text, I didn't explain this in the last one either, but in the notify admin text field, you want to leave this blank if you don't care to have AVA send you a text message notification if this action is triggered. But if you want her to send you a text message notification to the phone number that you put in your bot settings, then you're going to type out whatever that message is here. And the cool thing is you could add in lead tags, so personalization tags. Let me show you and teach you a little bit more about personalization tags. A personalization tag would be something like this. So lead first _ name, like that. Okay, this is a personalization tag, and that will pull in the contact's first name. Okay, and then we have lead last name. These are the tags that are available, and I'll list these out here too as well so you can see them. So you have lead last name, and we also have lead email and lead mobile. All right, so these are your contact tags. And so how you use these is you would say, for example, if someone replied with the word yes, now you have a confirmed lead. So what would be cool, what would be fun to do is notify yourself that you just got a confirmed lead, somebody that just joined your mobile text list for this text bot. So what you can do is say new confirmed lead, and then you just put in all their information right there. So that'll just pull in all this lead's information. Okay, and the next action to perform is exactly as I explained it before. This is the action we're going to take next once this action is complete. So let's say somebody replies yes. AVA will say, okay, great, we're going to do all this, and then what are we going to do? And that's where you set your next action. So let's head on over to the ask for name action, and maybe you're starting to see, hopefully you're starting to see here, how these daisy chain together and how this all works. So let's come on over here. Oh, let's go ahead and save these settings. You're going to want to make sure you save your settings each time. They don't save automatically. And so if you go back in here, you can see we've got all our settings saved. And let's go on over to ask for name. So this is an outgoing action. We're going to click action settings, and we have our title, our description. This is the text message we're going to send. So if you want to edit this message, you're welcome to do so. But right now it says, great, thank you, what is your name? So what we're doing is we're asking them for a name. We're going to log this text here in the logs, ask for name. You can type in whatever you want there, send an email once that's available, ping a webhook if you want, notify yourself, type in whatever you want to notify yourself when this action takes place, and then we're going to gather the name. So we sent this text message, right? Great, thank you, what is your name? We asked them a question. So now what we're going to do, let's go ahead and come out of here. We didn't change any of those. So we will go to the gather name step. So we sent a text message, we're asking them for another name, come into the action settings, we're looking for a name, right? Remember I explained that to you. You got data to look for name. And then there is no false text response here. That's a little glitch. You're not even supposed to see that if you choose name. So we'll get that fixed. Got your log action text. And now, so let me explain this a little bit more so you can understand these two fields. And maybe this will help it bring it together for you. So we're going to update the full name field, because what we've done is we've asked this lead for their name, right? And so when they reply, we want to look for we're looking for a name. So if they reply with a sentence with more than 3 words, then AVA is basically going to say, well, sorry, we just need, please reply with just your name. Okay. And so once AVA sees that they've replied with just their name, she's going to update the full name field of this lead. So in the database, there's a bunch of fields for each row and each record. And what this is saying is we're going to update the full name field of this lead record, and we're going to update it with the contact's last reply. So whatever they replied to AVA with, that's what we're going to put into that field for this lead record in the database. So this is very, very cool and can be used in powerful ways. For example, you can ask leads specific questions, gather their replies, and store their replies, and then do some cool things later on with that data. So this makes it very, 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 very powerful. All right, so next we have our notify admin text. Here I've just put in new lead, lead name, lead mobile. Oh, lead name is also a tag you can use. If you want to use their full name, you can just use lead name there. And then we've got our next action, which is find out what the lead needs. So here we are doing an incoming. We're doing an incoming action. We're going to read the response. We're going to look for a name. If we see a name, we're going to update the full name field, and we're going to update it with the contact's last reply. Now there's another option you can choose here. This is for advanced users as well, which is a custom value. So if you choose this, you can just type in whatever you want to update the database field that you've chosen here. What do you want to put in that database field? And you can enter in whatever you want right there, okay? But we're going to keep it to contact's last reply. So we're going to save these action settings and head back down to our last action here, which is find out what the lead needs. Okay, now this is another outgoing action. So once we gather the name, we save the name to the database, we're now going to do another outgoing action, which is send them this text message. Great to chat with you, lead first name. What can I help you with? This then encourages the person to send in any of your keywords, right? This is how keywords work. So let's say, for example, you put in a keyword of info, and after AVA sends this text message, somebody replies back and they say, I want more info about blah, 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 right? Well, AVA's going to see the word info, and she's going to reply with whatever you set up for the info keyword. Makes sense? So because this is the last action in our sequence, we're going to choose none end, and that tells AVA we're done. She's not looking for anything specific at this point. She's not sending anything else. At this point, she's going to just start looking for keywords. If she doesn't see any keywords, she'll just reply with the default reply, and everything will work according to how you have set it up here. So now let's look at adding another action. So after we send somebody this text message, great to chat with you, name, what can I help you with? Instead of just ending it right there, here's what we can do. We could change this message. Okay, so instead of just saying, hey, what is it you need, we could ask them another question. So we could say, what is your email address? And we'll change this to say, asked for email. This is where it gets a little tricky, so follow along. You're going to need to save this action, and once you've saved that action, what you need to do is create a new action. This is where custom actions come in. This is where things get very, very exciting and where a lot of possibilities lie for you. All right, so we've changed this action from asking what they need to asking for an email address. So what we need to do now is create a custom action that will gather their email address, just like we did here with gather name. So what we're going to do is create action. This is an incoming action, and the title of our action is going to be gather email, and the description is read the response, save email, and continue. The data that we're looking for is email, and we're going to say checking for email. We're going to update the contact field of email, and we're going to update the contact field with the contact's last reply. So what this is telling AVA to do is it's saying we're looking for an email address, and if she sees an email address, then we're going to update the email field, and we're going to update the email field with the contact's last reply, which in this case should be an email address. All right, now the rest of this you can pretty much ignore. We're not going to do anything with this, and these fields you probably won't even see anyways. This is just for me. We're working on some cool stuff here. The rest of this you understand. If you want to notify yourself, for example, you'd want to notify yourself and say captured email address for lead name, and then lead email. And then the next action to perform, we don't have an action yet, so we're going to save this action. So create this action. All right, so now we've created our new action. We're going to come down here to our last action here called ask for email address. Click on action settings, scroll down to the bottom, go to next action to perform, and choose the new gather email action that you just created. Click Save Action Settings. And now you'll see you've got your new action right there in your sequence. Okay, so just to recap, we've got our sequence that is sending the first response. It's gathering the yes response, and if so, it'll continue down. It'll ask for the person's name. She will then gather their name. Once she's gathered their name, she'll ask for their email address, and once she's asked for their email address, she's going to gather the email. And once she gathers the email, now what we need to do is just create another quick action to send a thank you. We're going to send that same message. Nice to meet you. Nice to connect with you. Just tell me what you need, right? So we're just going to say, title of this action is, right? And description is, simple as that. Now we're going to say, asked what AVA can help with. And our next action to perform is going to be nothing. So this is going to end our sequence. We're going to create this action, come down here to our last action of gather email, hit action settings, come to next action to perform, ask what we can help with. That's the action we just created, and click action settings, save action settings. And now we have our full complete sequence. So now we have our full complete sequence built out. It's a basic sequence, but now what we need to do is go and assign a phone number to this sequence so we can actually go live with this sequence. But before we do that, let's head on over to keywords and let's create a couple custom keywords for this text bot. The first one we're going to create is info. Other words or phrases to watch for is going to be details and tell me more. Our text response is going to be, thanks for requesting the info. Just head on over to www.joinjefflong.com. That's the name of my website. Create our keyword here, and we'll create another one called join. Same website, whatever, right? So let's create that keyword. And so we have two keywords, join and info. Now let's head on back over to our text bots. This is the one we're working with here, and we're going to assign this text bot a telephone number. And we'll simply do that by pressing on the Assign a Phone Number button. And that's your last step for creating a custom text bot. Now just to remind you, if you want a custom voice message on your custom text bot here, that can take up to 24 to 48 hours to provision for you. And we can't start that process until you assign your bot a phone number, obviously. So that'll be 24 to 48 hours from the time that you assign your bot a phone number. So I hope that helps you understand how to use the customization features here with AVA Plus and get yourself upgraded to AVA Plus if you haven't already. And if you are already an AVA Plus member, get yourself logged in and start using these features. They are very powerful and they can really save you a ton of time and help you make a lot more money with TextBot. Thanks again for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video.